Had 14 assists, an ace, and 6 digs in the straight set win over Iowa Wednesday night, and we're underway. It's receiving the back row by Lily Berry. Mosier to Carrie Bohm. Blocked up front by the Badgers, and the Northwestern transfer Temi Thomas-Ailara picks up the first point of tonight's match. First season with the Fighting Illini for Pan, native of San Mateo, California. Smrek again was tipped up front, but she'll get the kill. Her hitting percentage coming into this match of .426, ranked second in the conference. Mosier to Terry. Nice dig in the back by Guchnikin. And it'll be Mosier who tries for Collins this time. That's off the block, and the Illini respond with the side out.
And put it through a block.
The Michigan State transfer Sarah Franklin, who was also a preseason All-Big Ten. As there's Kennedy Collins, puts it right down the middle.
From Caroline Barnes, and that resulted in Kennedy Collins getting the point.
This one set up for Smrek once again, was tipped up front. Mosier, Terry, off speed. Hamill on the dig. Guchnikin, Sarah Franklin, battle up front. And it'll stay on the Illinois side. Terry will try it. And that one's going to be a free ball for Illinois. Mosier tries for herself. Oshall's there in the back row. Sarah Franklin could not be dug up by either Caroline Barnes or Vanessa Pan. Another fantastic rally ends up in a Badger point. Blocks for Illinois. They outblocked the Boilermakers on Wednesday night, 6-4. This is a team who was very active up front. As that one's through the block, speaking of, and Raina Terry puts the Illini back on the board. 17-13. The #1 team in the country leads Illinois. As serving is Izzy Ashburn. Coming in once again as the setter now for the Badgers. We'll see the setter in the back row the whole match tonight for Wisconsin. Then she'll shift up front. As she does there, Ashburn sets up Sarah Franklin, and that's a point for Wisconsin. And those ones right there, you'll gladly take those if you're Chris Thomas and the Fighting Illini. Blocked up front by Mosier and Bohm, as Sarah Franklin tried it, but to no avail. 19-17, Wisconsin leads it. Brooke Mosier, received by Oshall. Ashburn up to Thomas-Ailara, that also goes long, and the Illini only trail by 1. It's a 3-0 run for Illinois. Jessica Nungy serving for Illinois. Thomas-Ailara, little off-speed hit. Terry will try it. It landed in the back corner. Fantastic kill there from Terry, and we're tied up here in set 1 at 20 apiece.
Situations for this team, and see what they can do here.
Off speed by Carter Booth. Free ball for Illinois. Terry blocked up front by Booth and Smrek. Terry again. Over the heads of both Carter Booth and Anna Smrek. Could not be dug up by Hamill. And once again, we're tied here in set 1.
That's just eating time for her.
Guchnikin to serve for set 1. That's going to be an ace to do it. And the Badgers have now won their 19th straight set. 3 service errors now for the Badgers, 2 aces. As Vanessa Pan serves for Illinois, and a Smrek could not be dug up in the back row by Mosier, or Lily Berry rather. And Smrek picks up kill number 6. 5 blocks for Smrek, 6 kills. As Mosier will set it up for Terry. They got to try an off speed. Free ball for the Badgers, Izzy Ashburn. And then it's Sarah Franklin off the setup by Guchnikin. It goes through the block and then out of bounds, and now Wisconsin leads it by 6 here in set 2. Has 2 aces on 4 different occurrences this season. Coming off a 3-dig match with no aces against Iowa. That's going to be another Badger point, thanks to Carter Booth. So instead it'll be a 19th point for the Badgers here in set 2. 19-10 Izzy Ashburn serving. Goes right over the net. Picked up by Caroline Barnes. Mosier up to Raina Terry. Blocked up front by Crawford. Ashburn right back to Crawford. That's a kill for the Badgers, and they are 5 points away from taking a 2-0 match lead.
She's got 5 teammates that are 4 kills or more.
That just kind of shows how dynamic this Wisconsin team is, with players like Franklin and Smrek both with 7 and 6 kills respectively. Here's Franklin. Picked up by Barnes in the back row. Mosier to Terry. Off-speed hit. Nice dig by Ashburn. But Kennedy Collins is there to recover it. Here's Devin Robinson once again, blocked up front by Nunji and Bohm. Ashburn sets this one up for Thomas Aylara. Crawford's there to recover it off the block. 37 total attempts for Raina Terry in this match. Make that 38. As that'll be Hamill, gives it to Guchtikin. Franklin, it was rejected up front for a second, but then Bingham and Mosier couldn't find it. And that'll be Sarah Franklin's eighth kill, and that wins set number 2 for the Badgers. They take this one 25-15. As Caroline Barnes will serve for Illinois. Hamill sets up Smrek, and she'll pick up kill number 7.
When you're facing Wisconsin.
Oshaw, that's her first ace. She came in with 19, which ranks 7th best in the conference. As that is going to be another block for the Badgers. Anna Smrek's there to take care of it. That is arguably the story of this match.
And it's kind of been the quiet part of the match because we've been talking about the tough serving and the multiple weapons up front.
Now Terry took off from the back row, but her foot was on the white line.
Yeah, good call, partner.
She gets called for that pretty often, too. Like we've talked about, it has been the upfront party for the Badgers, a block party for Wisconsin, if you will. And there's Devin Robinson. As it's 15-6 Badgers, there's an ace for CC Crawford. So now it's Caroline Barnes, and the Illini have to go on a run here. Hamill, Thomas Aylara, off speed, found a gap, point for the Badgers. It'll be Brooke Mosier to try and keep this thing alive. Just goes off the net. Sarah Franklin receives it. CC Crawford wins the match for Wisconsin. And that is now the 24th conference match in a row, and they have won their last 21 sets, and they prove tonight why they are number 1. It feels that the Badgers have all the momentum currently as they lead at 10-3 here in set number 2. And Scott, since the set has begun, they have added 3 more blocks to their total team blocks.
Yeah, and they don't do it just with 1 or 2 players either. There are 4 players with at least 2 block assists, and it's Anna Smrek, no surprise with her height, leading away with 5 block assists.
Smrek and Crawford both with 5. Right behind them, Carter Booth with 4. Big reason for the 9 total team Wisconsin blocks. Like we talked about, a team who came in 10th nationally in blocks per set with 2.8, as Oshaw will give it right back to the Illini. Mosier, Raina Terry. Nice dig there from Guchtikin. Sarah Franklin dug up by Barnes, but could not be kept alive after that. And Wisconsin takes an 11-3 lead.
I think Wisconsin's mad they allowed 22 points in a set.
Well, if you go back to the match against Iowa, after allowing 19 in set 1, they allowed 18 and then 16 that straight set win. As that is a serve that just barely goes over the net by Ashburn. Wisconsin's going for a 5-0 run here. Oshaw up to Franklin. That one goes long, was not tipped up front. That is a much needed point for Illinois.
And they finally get the side out here, and that's been a tough thing for Illinois to do. Siding out at 22% for this set.
Also currently only hitting negative .417 in set 2 so far are the Fighting Illini.
Expect Raina Terry to go really hard here at the serve.
This one, Sarah Franklin, blocked up front by Collins. Crawford dumped it over herself. And that'll be a point for the Badgers.
Good effort by the Illini, but they couldn't get it back to the other side.
Great heads-up play by CC Crawford. And that'll bring Sarah Franklin to serve for the Badgers. Kelly Sheffield's team, now in his 11th season with the program. 276 and 75 overall as the coach for Wisconsin. That's going to be a point for Illinois, as after the first initial reception, the Badgers could not keep it alive, and Jess Nunji will be credited with the kill.
Great control by Jess Nunji there. Made an adjustment and got some good spin sideways on that kill and made it a tough ball to handle.
Now it's Kennedy Collins who will serve for Illinois. Devin Robinson was tipped up by Nunji. It's going to be Nunji who hits it for Illinois. Ashburn on the reception. Oshal up to Thomas Ilara. Could not be dug up by Kennedy Collins. And that is now Temi Thomas Ilara's 4th kill of the match.
That's what she was known for in Northwestern, with that kind of power, and it's just hard to eat, just eats you up if it's coming right at you, shoulder high.
But like associate head coach Gary White was telling us, she only has 9 total attempts now on offense. And she's still trying to work into her new role here on this Badger team, where you're going to have 3 very impressive hitters up front at all times. So that is going to be a double contact on the Badgers. Kelly Sheffield clearly a little confused by that one. But if you're the Fighting Illini, you'll take it.
Well, I'm old enough, young man, to remember the first Dream Team that got together in the Olympics, and you had all these future basketball Hall of Famers that got together, and you had to figure out how to share the ball and distribute the points. Well, you get Temi Thomas Ilara coming in here to Wisconsin. It feels like you're joining a Dream Team where, hey, you're not going to get all the stats you had at Northwestern, but you're going to be on a part of a team and contributing to a team that hasn't lost a set in weeks.
And at that, hasn't lost a Big Ten conference matchup in a very long time.
23-match winning streak, and 14-0 is their 2nd best program start in their history.
You have to go back to 2020 when they had a 16-0 start for their best ever in program history. As that one goes out of bounds, but the Illini are confident that was tipped, and Chris Thomas grabs the green card right away.
Yeah, they were celebrating as it was a point before it was announced as such. We're going to get our first challenge.
No worries. I was saying, got a little tight there in the first set, 22-22, but then from there, it was all a Badger. So how did your team kind of rally around that and get it done?
Our serving picked up as the match went on. The first couple of times around, I thought we were putting a lot of balls right on them. And our serving got much better right at the end of the first set, and then the entire second and the third set. We did a pretty good job on Terry in the front row. Most of her kills were coming out of the back row. We had a tough time for the first part of the match, slowing her down from her back row attacks, and then I think we got her a couple times there in the third set, and then she gifted us a point on going over the line. But she is such a beast. I mean, she's really good, and we decided to put Carter and Anna on her, and we haven't lined those two next to each other too much this year, but we did it tonight, just primarily out of the respect that we've got her as a hitter. For her to hit 100 on 50 swings, I mean, it was a great effort by our kids.
And for a player like Sarah Franklin tonight, 11 kills, 7 digs, she was all over the place, it seemed like, in the front row. So how big of a role did she play in this victory tonight?
Sarah does a lot for us. It's she had some really nice digs there toward the end of the match. Took some bombs and then went in there and picked up some off-speed stuff. But her attacking, she's worked really hard to be able to attack the entire court, and she does. It's I'm not sure. A year ago, I think it was cross court or more cross court, and her off-speed stuff is really effective. Her high flat serve, or her high flat attack down the line, the high hand shot. She's really gotten a lot better at that. Both of those kids that you mentioned have shown improvement, but they've worked so hard in the off season, and that you got to earn the right.
Carter, first off, congrats on the win. 8-kill night for you, as well as 5 blocks. So what went into that performance?
I think that it's really just consistency, you know, making sure that everything that I'm doing is repeatable, that my transition routes are repeatable so that the setters can find me. And I think that's something that's true for everybody on the team. That's something that we all practice every single day and that we really value is consistency and being dependable for our teammates. And
for you to be named the Defensive Player of the Week for last week, what does that kind of mean to you, and how does it kind of go into just the way you play volleyball?
You know, to be honest, those sort of accolades I don't really pay a lot of attention to. I didn't know I was nominated for that until like my mom sent me a tweet or something. I mean, I really just, it doesn't affect who I am, and who I am as a person is somebody who wants to get in the gym and work on defense every single day. I love to block. I'm working on it, trying to get better every single day, and I'm going to continue to do that. And I mean, if that wins me some awards, then yay, but that's just a bonus, you know, that's not what I'm in it for.